All right, what's going on, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. I am gonna be showing you guys what, honestly, I think this is like the most slept on thing, and honestly, like one of the most important things when it comes to just reading stock charts and reading crypto charts, reading any type of you know, candlestick chart is finding support and resistance. Like I know when I first started, if I saw somebody's video, I don't care who it was, didn't care who it was, what credibility they had. I said, they said support's here, buy there because that's support. All right. I didn't understand. I didn't know why that was support or why you should draw it on that one. Like why would you draw it on that one versus the other one? Or why wouldn't you choose this one instead of that one? Or, like how come you didn't choose the wick? Why did you go off the body? All right. There's a lot of different ways that people draw support, find resistance, draw resistance. What I am going to do is I'm going to give you the basics. Okay. There are some more detailed and complex ways to find support and resistance, especially at price targets that the asset has not reached yet. Okay. We know how to do that, and we do that frequently and set bullish price targets that hit constantly and face resistance at those bullish price targets like they're supposed to, using some of the methods that we have in the Options Trading Tycoons Discord. So if you want to join the Discord, the link to join below, or the link to join will be below in the description. Okay. You can use code Zachly, like the channel name ZachlyTrades, and get yourself a discount on the membership. All right. So anyways, let's just go ahead and dive straight into it. I am currently on TradingView, which I really, really love. TradingView. It makes everything simple. You know what I mean? And it just makes everything simple. It's nice and colorful, and it's free. Okay. You don't have to trade anything. You don't have to have any money into some stocks or anything like that to be able to buy this. All right. You can use it for free, and I'm currently using the free platform. So that's just proof that you guys can do whatever I'm doing right here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is click this little arrow here and go to the horizontal line. And that's basically going to be our support level line. All right. So what's most important, and if you look, I am looking at the 1 week chart right now. Okay. What I recommend for beginners is to start with the 1 month, 1 week, and 1 day charts. Okay. So let's go to the 1 month chart, and I'll show you guys real quick. We'll draw a couple support levels, support and resistance levels. Okay. So what I'm looking for, all right, on large time frames such as the monthly, weekly, and daily charts, is I am going off of the bodies of the candles and not the wicks. Okay. So these are what's known as the wicks, and these are the bodies. Okay. So I like to go off of the bodies and not the wicks when it comes to large time frames. Okay. Because I'm more interested in the bodies overall. So with that being said, what you're going to want to do is basically, technically speaking, a support and resistance can be every single top and bottom on every one of these candlesticks. Okay. So this level right here could be a support level. This level right here could be a support level. This level right here, this level right here, this level right here, this level right here. Every freaking single line on this thing and body could be is technically a support and resistance level. All right. What it takes is it takes a little bit of experience and just a little bit of practice finding what you personally like as support and resistance levels. I am more in favor of supply and demand zones, and I have a video on my supply and demand zone trading strategy, which is essentially just support and resistance levels, but in a box versus a strict line. Okay, so you have a range. You're like, okay, from 100 to 105 is a demand zone, aka support zone. So I know that we can bounce. If we don't bounce at 105, we might bounce at 100. You know what I mean? So it's not as strict. It's more of a general zone where we could see support and resistance. But that's a separate video I've already made. we're going to go ahead and dive in. So let's just say right here on the monthly chart, let's go for the first one that I would look. That's, a nice strong monthly support level would be right here. Okay, because the current price is right here. So I'm going to look relative, okay, to it, just because I want to find the next support level. All right, so what you could do is you would look, all right, well, here's our lows. Where's the next body candlestick? Right? Where's the next body of a candlestick that's lower than this? Well, it's going to be right here. Okay. Um, let me draw this in a little bit more while I'm going over this tutorial. Okay. So it's going to be right here. So what you can do is you can draw a support level here, or you can draw a support level slightly below it at this green body right here. All right, now if you notice, those are basically almost the same level, just a couple dollars difference. You know what I mean? So not technically the best. What I would do is I would just, pick one of those. Okay, you don't have to choose either or. I would just definitely suggest choosing one of those. So I just deleted one of them. And I'm really trying to make this a good video, and so you really guys really do understand. This is what I would do in that situation. Okay, is what we have here is a wick, and I know I'm telling you guys to not go by the wicks, to go by the bodies for this video demonstration. But if you look at the body and the wick, that's nice to me. Okay, so not only is this body a valid support level, but it also was valid here, and when we wicked up to it. Okay, so that's nice, and that'll show up on a smaller time frame. Okay, so that's what you want to do when you're looking at very large time frames, such as monthly, weekly, daily, anything like those. Okay, you are going to want to find levels, okay, that are being touched multiple times, all right, across a couple different charts. That's what you're going to want to look for. Okay, so basically I would go in here and be like, okay, well, this is our monthly support level. Let me go down to the weekly chart. All right, and let me try to find a good weekly, basically like a weekly price level. All right, and I just spotted it. All right, it's going to be right here. Sorry. All right, and the reason I drew that right there is because we're touching support here and here. Okay, so I'm combining the wick with the body. So I want to see a nice strong body, okay? But all these body levels are different on the monthly chart, okay? They're not perfectly lining up with each other. So what you can do is you can find, okay, my next one I like is going to be right here, because the wick of this one also lines up with this body. So we'll come here and we'll draw one right here. Okay, and so now we have three strong support levels. Okay, and the reason they're called strong is because this is the monthly chart. This is a very large time frame, or I'm sorry, we were on the monthly, we went down to the weekly now, and it's still a strong support level because we're looking at the weekly chart. Okay, so now we're going to zoom in a little bit more even and go down to the daily chart. Okay, and we're going to look at the daily chart, and we're going to notice on the daily chart, okay, let's see if this support level has been good before. So on the daily chart, right, it looks very, very good. So this is a clear body, support level. So when I say the body, it means the open and the close. So we opened directly on the support level, found support, and stayed above it. Okay, we came down previously and got close to that support level and found support and rose back up. All right, let's look at how this is support level now. In the past, this was a resistance level. So it was resistance right here, it was resistance right here, right here, and right here. So now, just from the monthly and the weekly chart, now that I'm zooming in on the daily chart, I'm seeing how valid these support and resistance levels are. So let's look again. So here, boom, hit this level. All right, once, twice, 3, 4 times, okay, right there, and then boom, it's resistance over here, it's resistance over here again. So multiple times these levels from larger time frames, they're hitting, instead of only hitting once or twice as they were on the monthly and weekly, you're starting to see them hit 3, 4 times now. Okay, now this one that only hit one time on the monthly, I'm looking on the daily chart, it hit it 3 times. So now you're zooming in a little bit more and seeing, okay, well, hey, this thing has bounced multiple times at this level. This actually is a good bounce level, right? Because that's what you're looking for. Support is your bounce level, and then like resistance is your drop level. Okay, so it's like now things are making a little bit more sense and looking a little bit clearer. Okay, and let's go even further down. We wick down to here once, twice, 3 times support, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then a resistance right here. Okay, so already these are very, very strong levels. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to do a few things. Okay, but for the purpose of this video, the strategy that I like to do is make them different colors, or make them different, make something different about them relative to the time frame. Okay, so for the sake of this video, my white dotted lines, they're big priority to me. They're real important. They're my super strong support levels. Okay, now that we're zoomed out a little, or zoomed in a little bit closer on the daily chart, I'm going to add some new support and resistance levels, where I think we could see some bounces at. Okay, that are, a little bit more valid on the daily chart. So one I like right here is actually, yeah, right here. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll come in here. Let's just change let's just make these ones solid lines. Okay, so now I got some solid lines in here, and I know a solid line represents a daily support level, while the dotted lines represent weekly and monthly super strong support levels. Okay, and support and resistance levels. Now, why did I choose this one? Because 1 time, 2 time, 3, 4. Now 4 times acted as support. Now it's acting as resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4 times again, and then we're over here. 5th time it's acting as resistance. 6th time it's now flipped to support. 7th time support. We come back down. We find support at this level again. So now on the daily chart, I have a nice daily chart support and resistance level that I wasn't able to see on the weekly and monthly chart. But now looking on the daily chart after zooming in, I'm starting to see we're bouncing multiple times here at this level. Okay, so that's basically where I'm gonna go with that. Maybe, and you kind of want to look in between your bigger levels to see where the smaller levels are going to be. Okay, because the more you zoom in, the more it's going to bounce in between these levels, versus like zooming out and just looking on a monthly chart. You're not going to see all of these small moves. You're just going to see one big body of a candlestick. Okay, so let's just do one more for the sake of it on the 1 hour chart. And let's see if I find one I like here. Is this a good one? No, I don't like that one. Maybe right here. Tell you what about this? I like this. All right. So why did I choose this one? Well, because we were resistance 1 time right here. We are resistance 2 times right here. And then we are support 1 time right here. And a support 1 time right here. Okay, so there's been multiple times on the daily chart where this has been a valid support and resistance level. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go zoom in on a smaller time frame, such as the 1 hour. Okay, because now we have our strong support and resistance levels on the 1 hour chart. Okay, or I'm sorry, from the monthly, then the weekly, then the daily. So now we have basically our really, really strong support and resistance levels. Now I'm going to come in on the 1 hour chart, and we're going to put, we've been drawing support levels where it could bounce at because this thing is currently dropping. Now we're going to come in here and put some 1 hour resistance levels. All right. So where do you guys see some resistance at? I see a little bit of resistance right here. Once, twice, like, about 3 times testing that level. So let's put one right here, and let's now change this color to red. Okay. And so now when I see red, I know that this is going to be my 1 hour chart resistance levels. Okay, so let's make some more. Let's come up here. Boom. All right. So 1, 2 times, it's valid right here. We look in the past, 1, 2 more times, 3 more times, it's valid in the past as well. Okay. So now this is a valid 1 hour support and resistance level. All right. And then we'll make another one. Just say right about here. Okay. So now we have in our dotted lines, we have strong weekly and monthly support levels. In our white filled lines, we have strong daily chart support levels. Okay. And in red, we're going to have our 1 hour chart resistance levels. All right. So what I would do in this case, looking at this chart currently at the moment, is I'm going to go and say, hey, this is a nice little possible inverse head and shoulders right here. Okay. You could make the case for a bigger one right here. All right. And so now that I have all these valid support and resistance levels that I know are valid, because I went and looked across the chart and it's been touching these levels on multiple time frames, multiple times. Does that make sense? Multiple times on multiple time frames equals valid support and resistance. So now I have valid support and resistance levels, and then I also have half of a pattern right here. So what I can do is I can now come in here and say, hey, well, if we get past this resistance, get past this resistance, get past this resistance, we might go ahead and come back up to here, to this area, face resistance. And then if we don't find support here, but find support at this key support level, and then bounce again, we could play out a whole inverse head and shoulders. And now you have a chart pattern to look out for, but you also have these support and resistance levels to look out for. So now hey, if all right, QQQ is not at 385.53 yet. I want to see QQQ break past the resistance of 385.53 to show me signs that it can have bullishness and break the resistance level at 387.98 and then 391.31. Once we do that, I might be able to get this part of the inverse head and shoulder. Okay. And it also really helps to know when you're coming up to these levels, you're already expecting resistance. So if you do see a pullback, you can exit your position that, let's say you got in down here because we bounced off of this strong daily support level and you got in, now it's going green, okay? And let's say we break through this resistance and we come up here and now we start getting a little bit red and we start coming down, okay? You can be like, okay, well, I caught the move from here to here. We hit resistance and it didn't immediately blow past resistance, so I'm just going to take profit. Okay, a lot of times when I'm day trading and scalping on small time frames like 5 minutes and 15 minutes, that's what I do. I just want to hit my resistance levels. I call them bullish price targets, baby. Like when I hit this, if I bought here, right, at support and I hit this resistance level, that's, to me, it's like, AKA take profit because we might dip here. That's a bullish price target, and now I have 3 bullish price targets right here because let's say we don't find resistance here. Well, I know that the next place that we most likely will find resistance is going to be at 387.98. So if we do start to experience some resistance there, I'll just go ahead and take those profits because I already caught my move and I don't want to bag hold and this thing tank after hitting 387.98 and drop all the way down to 300, right? You do potentially leave money on the table, okay, because you can break right past the 387.98 resistance just like you did the 385 and go up to 391. All right, so it's very, very important on what your objective is. Okay, so I just went over a couple different scenarios, but I showed you guys initially how to find support and resistance. Okay, that's what this video is about how to find it, the relativity to time frames and like how a time frame can affect the support and resistance levels. And then now it's up to you to use your knowledge of how to buy, or not how to buy, but how to draw support and resistance to figure out what your strategy is. Are you going to be a long-term investor to where you have some major support levels from the weekly and monthly charts to that you're comfortable at investing every time we find support at these or every time we hit these levels because it's a possible support level, and you're a long-term investor and know that, hey, well, it could dip a little bit lower than here. That is always a possibility, but this is a strong monthly chart support level. So I'm pretty good. I feel pretty good about adding to my position here at this really strong monthly support level because this is a long-term position, right? Or what you can do is you can say, hey, I want to get into a scalp, which is like, some people call those 5-minute trades. Some people call them 30 minutes to an hour, or day trade, which is like, typically like an hour to a day, right? Or a swing trade, which is anything over a day, right? Let's say you want to swing trade this, right? You come down here and you say, hey, we hit this really strong daily support level, and I want to swing trade this over the next amount of time, whatever time it takes, right? Because you're not worried about how long it takes. What you're worried about is support and resistance. So you're swinging because you bought this low here and you're going to sell at your next resistance up here. All right. You don't have to panic because you know support and resistance. And even if it does this, and let's say it just hovers and stays right at this level, we held down here as support. Okay, so you entered down here, you're still up. Yeah, you didn't immediately hit your price target, but you haven't broken your support level. So you don't have to panic. You can hold your swing trade. Okay, and then eventually you start to see it go up and boom, you hit your price target. All right, and a lot of times what happens is you'll see it chop back down and then boom, we go up to the next resistance level. It chops back down. We flip old resistance into support. We bounce off the old resistance. It's now support. We come up. Okay, boom. We're finding resistance again. And then boom, we break out. We come up to here, come back down, retest old resistance as support, come back up. Boom. All right. So that's how you need to realize how trading works. Okay. If you notice, none of this moved in a straight line from down like this. It went down, bounced up, down, tried to bounce down, bounced up, down, got rejected, down, bounced, and who knows where it goes from here. But it doesn't go in a straight line. There's bounces, there's movements, there's waves to it, okay? And sometimes it does just trade a little bit sideways, all right? Like, right here, it's a little bit of trading sideways in between these support and resistance levels. So let's say, let's say you wanted to short it up here to hit this bearish price target right here, okay? And you bought here and you're like, oh man, this is such a great trade, dude. Look at me, I'm already going down. And then you're like, oh snap, there's this big green candle. And then you go and you're like, oh, well, here's a red one. Oh wait, this isn't really a big red candle. Oh no, the next one's green. Oh no, oh no. Panic sell. Don't do that. All right. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be scared like that. All right. This is just a little bit of trading sideways, and sometimes they do that, and then boom, and then they'll go and hit your price target. All right, they need a little bit of room to breathe. It ran down hard, took a breath, okay, took a breather. It needs to breathe. You know why? So it can run down harder again. And you know what? It could be taking a breath right now, come up, hit resistance here, and then go all the way back down. Let me draw it to here. So, we could come up to here, get resistance, and then come back down, something like this, all the way to here, all the way back down to 373. But that, hey, if we're dropping, I want to see a bounce at, 379. I want to see a bounce at 377. I want to see a bounce at 376, or I want to see a bounce at 373. If we're not bouncing at any of those levels, then support is invalid there. And all that means is that there is no buying pressure. There's no demand for buys at those price levels. And, it's just selling off. It's as simple as that. I really hope that you guys learned something in this video. I really try to basically just cover like how I draw my support and resistance levels. This is literally how I draw them. This is like one of the methods I use. If I don't have, if I'm not using one of my other methods, okay? I really only use about 2 methods to draw support and resistance. And this one is the one I used when I first started trading, and it's very, very good for beginners. It will really help you understand the market in general. And remember, the key thing is to start with larger time frames, draw a couple support and resistance levels, zoom in a little bit to a smaller time frame, add some more to those, okay? Add some more levels, on smaller time frames where you could see some smaller bounces, on a smaller time frame, and keep those larger time frame support and resistance levels as like majors, basically. All right. And the reason for that is because now that I've gone ahead and drawn smaller support and resistance levels, let's go ahead and zoom back out to the weekly chart. All right. And if you look on the weekly chart, a lot of these levels, you can't really see, where they're hitting at and what they're for. Like these red lines, like this red line right here, looks like it's just cutting right in between this one. Like why would I draw a line right there? That doesn't even make sense. If like I'm going to the weekly chart and looking, I'm like, oh, well, where's support and resistance? Oh, well, it's got to be somewhere in between the middle of this candle. Let me just put one right there. Like it doesn't work that way. I got those from smaller time frames because you can see more of the action because each one of these candlesticks represents a week. So wouldn't it make sense to like figure out what the support and resistance levels are each month and each week and each day versus each hour, right? Because these assets change every day. So what was a valid support level on the 1 hour chart 2 days ago may be completely irrelevant to something 3 days later at the end of the week, right? But you know what's not? The weekly levels. And you know what else isn't? The monthly levels, right? Because when you're looking at these candlesticks, you're seeing only a week at a time or a month at a time. So that basically means like this first week of November, here's our support level and here's our resistance level that first week of November. You know what I mean? So anyways, enough is enough. This video is gone on long enough. I know I kind of went on a tangent, but I'm just trying to just give you guys good content, man. Give you guys free game, and just it's really helpful to me also because I get to just talk like what I've been doing basically, and I've been having lots and lots of success as of recently. And I spent a lot of time, and I lost money, I made money, and I learned from my losses more than I learned from my wins. Okay. A lot of the wins, some of them were lucky, some of them didn't go as good as planned, some of them went way better than planned. But what I've learned is to be more consistent. I've learned from all my mistakes on what went wrong, why they went wrong, what I could have done to improve it. And I've been doing that for like 2 years now. And I feel like I really, got this stuff together now. I'm consistently making gains. If you guys are watching the Options Trading Tycoons Discord, all the members know, I came in there barely even understanding options. I knew stocks, and I really came in there, understood the options, learned how to trade options, really mastered support and resistance levels and just certain trading styles and strategies. And we're consistently hitting like 100% plays every single week in the Discord. And you don't have to believe me. That's fine. Like I love the Discord being small because it's really easy to reach out to the members and communicate with members. And it's just a much tighter community. the smaller it is. But you know, I've started making YouTube videos, and you know, I'm willing to have like new people join that, you know, probably don't have the same mindset that I have and a lot of the members have. But you know, I'm looking to try to just, you know, expand that mindset onto others. Okay, I want to get other people on the same wavelength, man. Like our brains is just, everything is just electricity. We're all running on wavelengths. Everything is just math. Like, just be in sync with me, guys. Like, be in sync with the Discord, dude. Like, me and the other members, you know, like, I'm not the best trader in there, believe me, at all. So like, yeah, I'm making YouTube videos, but I learn from people in the Discord daily, every day. Okay, you have to be willing to never stop learning. You have to have what's called a high teachability index, and you have to have what's called a high willingness to learn. If you lose your teachability index and your, you know, like in your willingness to learn, you're gonna plateau and you're gonna fall from there, right? Let's say you have one good year of trading and think you got it mastered, and you only stick to that one strategy. You're gonna plateau from there. That's gonna be the best that you're gonna be. You can always be better. I think so. That's what I believe. I always aim to be better. Like, I'm super competitive. Every day I want to get better. I want to freaking do better than I was doing last week. Last week I had 2 or 3 100% plays, 1 200% play. Like, I need 3 200% trades next week. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to beat myself. I want to be the LeBron James of trading, of all trading. You put me in crypto, you put me in forex, you put me in options, you put me in stocks. Like, I want to outperform everybody. That's what I want to do. Like, I'm very competitive, and you know, it's all about setting goals and standards. Okay, what I recommend is starting small. Okay, and this is even big numbers for people who are starting small, but to moon boys and people who think that you double your money every single day and it takes no work, it's just simple luck, you just buy here, sell here, couple clicks. No, like, it takes a lot of analysis, you know, for us to come up with these plays and to enter them, and you know, be able to be down 50-60%, hold your play, not sell because you have strong conviction, and then 1 hour later be up 200% on your play. All right, that's the type of like mentality you have. Like, have you, anyone watching this video, have you ever not sold your position down 50 or 60% because you had high conviction, and then that high conviction paid off, and instead of losing half of whatever you freaking invested in and feeling like a failure, you feel like even more of a champion because not only did you recover that 50% loss, but you also doubled or tripled your initial investment. I mean, come on, guys. Like, you know, you gotta fuck with me, man. That's it, bro. Like, that's just it. You gotta fuck with me, and it's that simple. Like, I'm trying to help everybody, and like, I'm not the best. Like, y'all gonna help me out. Other people are gonna help me out. I'm learning from everyone, and like, the reason I'm doing that is because I want to be better than you. I want to be better than you, and I want to be better than what I was. All right, and like, that's like the like mentality I want you guys to have, man. Is like, this is all you. It's all you. It's all about how bad do you want it. Like, really, how bad do you want it, bro? Like, are you gonna learn for a couple years? Like, you know, like, you watch basketball every day, or you play Call of Duty every day, or you know, you drive to work every day. Are you gonna be willing to put in the time? It's that simple, man. You know, I mean, an hour a day, right? For 2 years, it's 700 hours, over 750 hours, something like that, right? Um, I don't know. Are you like, do you know how good you would be with 700 hours under your belt? I mean, seriously, like, you'd be a professional, what some people would call a professional, you know? And I mean, can really change your life, guys. All right. Can really change your life with crypto. You can really change your life with stocks. and you can really change your life with options. Okay, I really love options, but I am starting to love crypto even more, and I'm basically at the point where I'm about to sell everything and get into crypto, baby, and just strictly day trade stocks, because day trading where it's at, don't got to worry about no Omicron virus, don't got to worry about Delta variant, whatever freaking crap they want to come up with the COVID, dude. I mean, don't get me started on that, man. COVID. I mean, hey, tell me how the stock market crashed, right? And everybody's panicking. The world shuts down, and you mean to tell me that like the top 100 people, the top 100 wealthiest people in the world, like quadrupled their money in the pandemic? That don't seem fishy to y'all? I mean, shit, man. Take some money from them, put that shit in your pockets, put it in some crypto, put it in some options, or put it in joining the Options Trading Tycoons Discord, because it'll pay off. You'll get access to my call outs, the other members' call outs, the admin members, their entries and exits. And you don't even got to know technical analysis. You can just look at what we buy and we state what price we buy it at. And then we state when we sell and what price we sell it at. And all you got to do is follow us and you can make money. That's what most members in the Discord do. That's what they pay for the service for, is because people like us are coming in here, breaking down the technicals, breaking down the fundamentals. They're using all the valuable resources in the Discord. And then, after doing some of their own due diligence and then possibly agreeing with us on our positions, they're following our positions, and then they're exiting our positions with us. Okay. So the link to join that is going to be in the description below. Use code Zachly, like the channel name, ZachlyTrades. Get yourself a discount on the membership.